This is Richard Edens. I'm going to be attempting to show you the basics of Adobe Premiere Pro, which is their video editing software, most similar to Final Cut 7 if you've had any experience with that. It's not as simplified as Final Cut X. So it sits right here. It's also, you can find it in the Finder, Applications, Adobe should be at the top, and it's a folder. So you click on it right there. This brings up the dialog about new project or open project. If you have a previous one or one saved on your hard drive, you can open it. We're just going to do a new one. This is pretty basic. You're probably going to want to do HD video. And the scratch disk is just like Final Cut 7. If you're using an external hard drive and going between different computers, you want to save everything to your hard drive in the same place so that all the files are there when you try and reopen it. But we're just going to leave it on the desktop. I'll just call this Basics, and then to open it, you just click OK. We'll overwrite it. These are the sequence presets. Sequence is a timeline within the project. We're just going to leave it there. And I'm not sure what the settings of the clip I have are, so it'll probably change once we get into it. And this is for audio, and you can increase the number of tracks or channels. Okay, so you open that up. So this is the interface. This is your timeline here. This is your preview screen where you see what's on the timeline. These are your tools. You have your selection tool, which is what you're going to use a lot. The razor tool, which you'll use a lot. Pen is important, and hand tool, and also the zoom. So this is a sequence that we're working on right here, sequence 01. You can have multiple sequences within a project. We can create another one, same setting, just call it Basics, and then we'll have two. The media browser is a way for you to look through your computer to find any footage or audio that you would want to use. Info gives you the settings for each sequence. Effects, you'll find audio effects, audio transitions, video effects, and video transitions, which are like filters and crossfades and wipes and things like that. Markers is something you can add. If you click M, that's a marker on the timeline, and it keeps track of those for you. But that's for later. So we're going to go to the media browser and find some footage to put on the timeline. You can search it just like you would your hard drive or like a regular Finder. So this is the footage I have and we'll just throw that on here. You just slide it. We're going to change the sequence settings to match the clip so it has a better output. But so here it is to play.
Also, a quick thing, to zoom in and out on the timeline, you just use the plus and minus keys on the top right of your keyboard.
So it's a pretty quick playback. You don't have to render. So the tools, if you want to know the shortcut, which shortcuts are great, the selection tool is V. You just hover your mouse over the tool you want to use. Razor tool is C. You can cut the clip up. The pen tool is P. I'll show you how to use that in a bit. But the undo is Command Z. Undid those clips I just made, and then I'll click V to go back to the selection tool. So you can right click or control click to get the options, which is where you would find these sorts of things. Speed, where you can reverse the speed, speed it up, slow it down. If maintain audio pitches. If you slow it down, it's gonna stay the same pitch and go, instead of going really deep like a monster. So let's check out the pen tool real quick. It's set for opacity, which is basically a more customizable, if that's a word, an easier way to customize a fade if you want one. So to have the pen tool, you click it or use the letter P, and then when you see the plus sign, you're on the bar, and we can add little points, keyframes, and then to make the fade, you would drag it down, and you can see, you can play with these and have a more gradual fade, or more sudden, but so now it fades in like this. Okay, so for your audio levels, to edit those and to see the waveforms, you want to go up here to Effect Controls. This is Audio Effects, Volume. And so this is going to be your audio levels. To create a keyframe, you just click the diamond. If you want to create a fade that matches, you can would want to place them in the same place. Create another keyframe there, and another keyframe there. And when you're over with the timeline scrubber over that, I'm going to go all the way down. That's all the way muted. And then we have a nice fade. And if you want to make that longer, you just drag them out for a more gradual fade. An easier way, if you want a more simple way to do it, just video transitions, dissolve, throw that on the beginning and the end where you want it, audio transitions, crossfade, and you can use either of those. A lot of learning this program is playing around with it.
Another useful tool is knowing how to look up and find shortcuts that you want to use specifically. It's as simple as going online, going to Google and looking up Premiere Pro CS6 shortcuts, and the ones that they give you have the actual letters here and the words like Control and Alt, but sometimes you might find shortcuts, and you'll find them this way if you search within Premiere. Like if you use the help window like this and search like zoom, and you'll see these symbols like that. Sometimes you don't know what that is, except for that's on your keyboard, so you know it's Command, but that would be Shift. This is going to be the Control key, which doesn't have a picture, so it's confusing. But yeah, it's good to know. Also, a quick thing, to zoom in and out on the timeline, you just use the plus and minus keys on the top right of your keyboard.
That's going to be it for this little section. I should have another video soon. Hope this was helpful. If there's anything you're really confused about or want help with, come see me in the video lab. Mondays and Wednesdays from 6 to 9. And I'm in there Tuesdays and Thursdays between 3 and 6 also. But those hours might change. Or email me at rsedens@unca.edu. All right. Thank you and have a good one.